Hi guys, this is Lashyon, and we're going to do a tutorial on the duct tape skirt coin pouch. You're going to need 2 rolls of tape, an X-Acto knife or ruler, a Ziploc bag, and a cutting board. You can pick any color of tape. First thing you're going to do is decide your measurements. Mine are going to be 4x4 for this coin pouch. You can make up any measurements you want, and you'll just have to adjust what you're doing. You'll have to figure it out, work with it. That was my hand showing you how close to the camera I am, so if you can't see something, the camera's literally right in front of me. So yeah, you're going to cut a bunch of 4-inch strips, because that's how wide I want it across the bottom. I believe I cut 5 for this tutorial because I'm going to make it 4x4, and I believe that gives me a little over 8 inches. You want to make it a little taller. You want to make it about 1 inch taller than double of how tall you want it, because you're going to be folding this in half. So let's say you want it to be 3 inches tall, you would make it like 6.5 or 7 inches. But this one's going to be 4x4, so we're going to make it a little over 8 inches tall. Then we're going to add the Ziploc. See, it's a little over 8 inches. I know it's kind of a funny angle, but it's just about 8.5, not quite. You're going to take Ziploc and cut that down. I don't usually normally use an X-Acto knife for this, but unfortunately my scissors are in the other area, so yeah, this is me cutting down some Ziploc. It's pretty self-explanatory. You want to make it as wide as your coin pouch, maybe just a little bit less, and the reason I say to make it just a little bit less is because you don't want it to go all the way to the edges, or it's going to be hard to close. I'm going to stick my first piece on. The first thing I want to do is make sure I only have 1/4 inch at the top. Well, in this case, it's the bottom the way you're looking at it. And you're going to set that down to where there's just a little bit of tape on the top, and you're going to fold that over. You don't want to fold all the way up to where the Ziploc sticks out, because if you do, it won't go into the other side. You're going to make sure you leave enough room for it to go into itself. Excuse me. I like to use clear tape on the inside just to save tape, for one, and it makes it thinner as well. You're going to go all the way up to the Ziploc. Again, don't touch the actual Ziploc. You just want to cover up the plastic. If you touch the actual Ziploc, you're going to cause yourself problems with closing it. Just a piece of advice. You'll find out what I'm talking about if you actually do it, but it's not fun. You pretty much have to start over. Don't worry about it if you get wrinkles in it. I know sometimes you get wrinkles with clear tape. It's really not a big deal because it's on the inside, and once you put the ruffles on, you're going to cover up anything you screwed up on the outside as far as wrinkles go, so it's not really a big deal. I'm putting the Ziploc on the other side before I fold it, and folding it over so that it's even. So I attached the Ziploc to the other side, and then I folded it over onto the sticky part, leaving about 1/4 inch. Then I pulled it apart. Now I'm folding this side down. This is also just the generic how to make a coin pouch. You can watch it on Allison's Wallets page. She has the best tutorial that I've personally seen. I know there's like 1 billion of them out there, but that's going to say about anything these days. There's just probably about 1 billion tutorials of everything, so yeah. Excuse me. Now I'm going to line it up so that it's perfectly 4 inches. I'm going to make it straight. So all I'm doing is straightening it out. Each square is 1 inch, so I have 4 squares going across. I'm just basically cutting off the excess, the extra clear tape, and making sure the purple's straight. I'm not left-handed, so that was actually pretty hard to do. Then you fold it in half, You want to seal up the ziplock. You want to kind of crease the bottom, you know, and then you're going to tape the sides. You're going to want to get, this is about a 4-inch, it's not quite 4 inches, but it's close. So you want to get tape that's just a little bit over 4 inches. I'm going to show you why. You don't want it to be exactly 4. You want it to be over 4, if that's how tall it is. That's because we're going to seal the top in so that there's no nasty edges on top. So what I'm doing now is opening it so that I can fold the inside in. I'm going to do it again on this side. I'm opening it and folding the top inwards. And that's just going to give it a nice brim on the top so that you don't have like a funky like line on the corners, I guess. That's something I like to do. You don't have to do it. I suggest it. Keeps it from getting dirty and gunky at the top. I'm going to do 3 ruffles on this one. If you make it a little bit taller, you actually can do 4 ruffles. But if it's 3 to 3.5 inches or just under 4, you just want to stick with 3. The more ruffles you get, the more tape you're going to use, basically. So you can kind of play with it, figure out what you like, do it your own way. You're going to cut 4 times the amount of the length. So my length is 4 inches, or my width is 4 inches. I meant to say width. So I'm cutting 16 inches because 4 times 4 is 16. I'm going to take this 16 inches and fold it up, holding the sides down on the left and right and then pressing the middle. You want to leave just a little bit of sticky at the top. Then you're going to do that a second time because you want to have ruffles on both sides. There's 2 different ways to do this, and I'm going to show you the second way when I get to pink. But for right now, excuse me, for right now, we're just going to stick with the 2 separate pieces. You can stick them together before you fold it, which I'll show you when we do the pink. That's the other way. I'm just cutting some extra tape here, and you'll see what it's used for in just a minute. You just want to have a little bit of tape available. You also want to cut a piece of tape that is 1 inch over double your width. So my width all the way around is 8 inches since it's 4 inches wide. So I cut a piece that was 9 inches. And you'll see what that's for as well. Now I'm starting to make the ruffles. I'm going to place it down, hold it. I'm going to bend it up in like an S. This is on the bottom as well. You don't want to do it on the Ziploc side. You're going to do it on the bottom. And I'm kind of like showing you right now how to make it. You just kind of fold it like a snake or like a backwards S, and you just keep doing that. And it's the reason we leave the sticky at the top is it doesn't hold itself in place perfectly, but it does a little bit. And the ruffles, I mean, there's no specific way to do them, but you'll have to like play with it and figure out what works best for you. But I try to keep it where there's no like lines showing. If that means I have to cut off a piece, I cut it off. If you have air bubbles, you can pop those out later. I'm going to fold this over, and this is what the extra tape is for right here. Take a small piece and just tape the end down. It doesn't matter about the color like going up because you're going to cover it up. So then you take the long strip and you place it on the very top. You only want to cover about the top 1/4 inch of the ruffles. You just cover them up enough to hold them down. You don't want to cover them up too much. If you do, you're going to end up putting so many rows of ruffles, it's going to be ridiculous. But yeah, that's your first row. Then you're going to do the same thing with the pink that you did with the purple. You're going to get 16 inches, since this is 4 inches wide, and you're going to get another 16 inches, 2 strips. And I'm going to show you how to make it one long strip this time. Oh, I just dropped my knife. My kid's going to get it for me. But yeah, go ahead and, well, before you fold it, what you're going to do is you're going to place the first strip at the very top on one side, and then you're going to fold it. So you folded it over the first strip. You folded the second one over the first one. And then you're just going to start doing your ruffles again. I'm pointing out the fact that you don't want to have that cover-up tape showing, so you want to make the pink go down far enough that you don't see the line from the purple tape. It's not a big deal if you see it a little bit. It's just gaudy looking. It's really preference. If you have it showing, it's not like it's a big deal. But I like the ruffles to only be showing, at least for the most part. They're ruffles, and when you have them on like a real skirt or something, they're not perfectly straight. So if these aren't straight, it's not like the end of the world. I'm just cutting off the excess, and I'm going to take a piece of pink tape and tape it down. I have to cut the pink tape. I haven't done that yet. So I'm just cutting pink tape so that I have... This time I'm going to use shorter strips of pink tape just because I didn't want to waste a long piece, so I cut it in thirds. And I'm going to use one piece for this side, and then I'm going to fold that around. And I'm going to use one piece for this side. I'm just kind of showing you like different methods of doing this. I'm sorry I couldn't do this video in real time. It actually takes like it took me 30 minutes to make this, so I had to cut it down. There's no way I could have. I tried talking through the whole video, and I had it all planned out, and yeah. So basically I'm just doing the same thing that I did for the first set of purple and the set of pink. I'm just making the strips for the ruffles. And you can do this as many times as you need to cover up your skirt. I like to leave a little bit at the top that's not ruffled, so it's easier to open. Also, ruffles on skirts don't go up to the waistband. You have a waistband when you have a skirt, so that's kind of what the Ziploc spot is. Anyways, I'm just rolling the ruffles around the side again. You just keep doing it the same method. Try to make sure that the pink tape isn't showing the cover-up tape you used. And cutting off the excess and adding a strip to hold that down. I just cut off the excess because I didn't want that sticking up since we're at the top now. No big deal. I'm going to turn this upside down. I don't realize what I'm doing right now. I'm turning it upside down and doing it this way because you want to leave you want to worry about the top being even, not the part on the ruffles. You want to make sure the top of the tape is even with the top of the coin pouch. If there's a few wrinkles, it's really not a big deal. I think it stylizes it. I think it makes it look cute. And there you have your Ziploc coin pouch skirt made out of duct tape. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. There will be links in the down bar, and please read the description. Thanks a lot. Bye.